speech. Through tongues, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work, you're left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We got protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also new pops. Explore worshiping pedophiles. Wanna feed our children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system irrigation and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher. No, am I some pastor or preacher? Was really represented with this passion to speak up. After doing 25 years in the beast cups. Realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? We should all be so excited that this is happening. And, I equate it to like the golem bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
Chi-Town, who am I but Chi-Town? You young fool, I'm too fly to just light out blue sky but high ground. My crown slash helmet, so my aircraft stealth fit. Can't be tied down, even seat building. I lay down, I see green like a Celtic. My heat pulverizes, the cheese smelt it. The remnants of cash money, I dispelled it. You did the futures in my eyes, I beheld it. The figure fucked the cards, my hand, I dealt it. Felt the vibration, the gut of my pelvic. The bust off of some ice, some velvet shit. So radiant, I keep a dark room well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick. My heart, body for remarks, velvet. Body you not for Mars, so females click. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the bit with a knife. I know I can spit my flows and shit to a fly, so haters wanna crucify a real man. I still stand with the still hand, but with a killer man. It's not cyber chill. I'm telling shit. I'm one tough cookie. I don't follow out set standards. Catch me, you gon' have to do more than scamper. Need more than scanners. I'm off the radar. I am as your goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to Allah. Chase a high, drink paper or bra. You stagnated, while I straight evolve. At a rate, I'm dating space AC, y'all. Buster stuck in the cage, face off. Active shape the stages of fate. They fraud. Battle start intergalactic, my mindset. Perfect comes from practice, so I rhyme best. I excel like I'm climbing a step. You got a lot to learn. I am adept, you of no concern. I am a threat. My measurement, width, lift, height, and depth. I'm just policy up. Flying a jet, straight to adversary. Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Symmetrical apparel, I'm a fly bandit. Mohawk, aviators, aerodynamics. And it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A Christmas carol lives what your fans get. The rules and pearls what I transmit. as a transcript, or I just spit it off the top. It's either shit or get off the pot. This shit's hot.
Wants to get his own crew. Everybody wants to get his own crew rich, and then they want the other little people never get a piece of the pie. I go for you niggas that think that y'all big too. I understand that. That's why you niggas got to stay standing. You niggas just know that I know you can't do nothing if you're broke. Listen to me, young people, old people too, mostly black people. I'm talking to you.
Sure. Y'all really thought that I was done with y'all. Nah. I'm really down on y'all. Fellas up. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Bow out, big Mac. Whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. Enough with the chit chat. I see through the side ops. Looking past the side spot. Third eye gang straight cops. I don't eat pork, but I will fry cops. So forwards my heart's cold as an icebox. I'm saying that ops. From the skybox, you got stroke on your bills. The stroke with some rules. Some of our folks are still dumb. Yeah, and blasting the fact that love, we gon' have this real show. Warrior spirits inside me. This where it's real from. The world's a stage, page after page. Script is laid out. They keep us engaged, they keep a rage. This is laid out. Rules of a dying society should be disobeyed out. Forehead and knee from the floor should have been prayed out. The draft is on, go is no issue. Could've blow the intention. Now it's control who blows the whistle, to who holds the pistols. The debate was about who owes who the official. Disregarding the aboriginal issue. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bound or wet. It's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Bow out, big back. Whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. Ain't fool is nobody speak. Yet if I don't speak, I suffer defeat. I'm other than we, a sucker or me. Stand on 2 feet, or trip the other cheek. The wise man know by his silence. In the skies combines, silence by clients. From conspiring to novice, other aspirants of violence. Charge of fire, striking the giants who hide. I'm sure and defiant. In environments of microbes, I'm hearing the sirens. You got my ear, they got indictments. These satisfied squares, groups and hyping. Alignments, the assignment. I'm not the wisest, I'm not client. A refinement, a refinement, the requirements for this climate. Y'all push out the paperwork, or y'all can protest, but they can't escape this work. I vow to progress, don't duck, no wreck. True music for real. My soul ain't gon' possess. We're foolish with no deal. Ain't playing with none. It's personal, know what the business is. Big monsters come full circle, so vacate your premises. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bound or whack. Here's a big thing. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Or big bang. Whether earth is round or flat.
You got right in the spot. You just said no, not today. What you doing, my brother? So I got that is fun. He just chilling. Stop grabbing my damn sneaker. Quit your whole mean self and then run. I'm giving you some crack nip here in a minute.
Shines symbols for the conscious mind, y'all. And with that on the temple, draw. I had a vision the past night, yet a circulus round. Created successful reality from a virtual now. How? Stand on my square cause they usurp your power. Them same little sneaky breezes that hurt you. They smile all up in your face, all up in your space. And I ain't talking all bras, but dogs with whole trace. So I walk tall kittens while y'all cross slow race. I stay focused on walking through them tall gold gates. Draw magic shirt around me to keep me from harm. The law fat shacks, earth sleep will keep me, I'm calm. Water fat air, earth turn me from diplomat. Peace to a bomb, blow the joint, just split the range, the plane, the centimeters. I've accomplished my inner demons. 490-degree angles, guarded by angel of shiny elite angels. Thank you, and I, of course, am the chief triangle. If I die before I wake, well, at least I'm flying plain view. I am my circle, how I govern four corners. Wise as a serpent for certain amongst foreigners. Out of state, out of place, in the space they storing us. Learning firsthand of what fate was forewarned of us. I recall when growing, I spit flows, dope man, fly in the shell at Southampton, kept slow, stay high. Years later, he's the same degree, just gained density. Gave my synopsis, he's hostage. I prayed I could say I behave by logos. I've raised my moral ground. Way have my character, stay fly, the conduct squared up. Self-esteem, the day sky, new God on what the world's been waiting for. The days now, they are saying I don't abide by the same ethics. They feign respect, yet obtain the credit for keeping the obelisk erect, but with strange essence. But the epic of my name will reign and remain epic. Circumscribe my passions, my squares, my lift. X isn't worth the ride, yeah, it's rash spit. But the beach churchified, so I bear my shit. It hurt, I cried, it's getting there to try to eclipse my soul, bounce back from it. Announce that I'm done with being the sacrificial lamb. The jungle, I run it, thus the lion conquereth over this numbness. Made a conscious shift, even in darkness, the sun lit. On you false lights, don't have to be gold to glitter. Actors with the purpose just for show, go figure. You game pounder, you bad boy or gorilla. I'm built like a silverback with hella track, no illa max than me. Master built her back, originally pretty. Take the mask off, 360 on my square. See the circle, if not your mask off. You plumage, dash your salt. The dialogue's trash talk, your past lost. Leave a footprints in the asphalt. Use the outline correction, last fall. I blast off, I crash off to the next zest of living. Sexually sex some whose ass off. When she walks the ass off, I talk back to it like who makes sure Yanni sing. Her response, she dons me king. To who that gave me the script, my ops the prescription. This is my vision's description. Listen, I'm standing on my circle is me. I absorb your hate and make it work for me. Transform into fuel as I evolve. Advance is abnormal, dormant, form and leave y'all. Right where y'all started at. Let me impart a fact. She'll be sitting in my ship as we chart the map. Thinking in destiny, the turtle and the hat. Acknowledge me as the circle and the square. Yeah. Watch time and space rock the great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, waves the heart as I sun ray my art, her mate, the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes, marks once we make knowledge one is when time and space rock the great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, waves the heart as I sun ray my art, her mate, the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes, marks once we make knowledge one is when the rhyme and bass rock. I rose up, took a shower, purified my auric field, took copper for a wall to ensure my chlorophyll is pumping. Done some curls for sure, I afford to build solid foundation. My crown chakra core and heel, pound the pavement. Sacred ground, freedom I stand for. Free all political prisoners of war, man or woman and child, resilient and all foreign and alien entities. I decree this morning, send them back to whence they came. It's the peace laugh or war cry, whatever the relevant.
Hey, what's happening, y'all? Hey. So, I may say some things that might offend, but don't get offended. I want you to really pay attention all the way to the end. It's not about offending. We're going to be about the truth. Anderson Clark, this is about a plethora of individuals who stated what I've stated, even when I was in college, because I had did an essay, and the teacher was like, Mr. Wrench, you have to come back before you, because I was 4.2 grade, right? Y'all, someone said 4.0, but I was 4.2. And she was deliberate, like, you got to read this essay at the very end, and nobody else had read it. She graded it, and she's like, she wanted it. She wanted to publish it in the college's journals or whatever. I don't know how they do that, but anyway, I clarified something when I stated it's easy for people whose ancestors played a part in something to dismiss. I said, but you know, I always express things about our ancestors and how we got into this position. It doesn't mean that it's fluid and it's all 1,000%, because there's things that move, there are things moving in this period of time that y'all cannot even conceptualize or conceive. You're far from it. It doesn't matter about all the spikes of information that always points up, and then you get this drop off, because most people, when they hear something that they follow and they believe in it, and they get so disappointed and distraught when it stops. I mean, it's like a person losing a job, 6 figures, because of their actions, and then they want to take the shot. Who remembers in the 90s when the guy shot himself live on TV? It's not about being gross. We're adults here. For the term, I hate the word adults because you're far from that. It's like saying children all of a sudden become pups. 1900s. Anyway, that's a whole nother discussion. The reality is, you have a lot of light-skinned folk who want to dismiss stuff because I didn't do nothing, but you play a major role in it because you wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for the fictional white supremacy that the Gujars created. You wouldn't exist in the timeline, and it would never been what it is today. They created that, but knowing that it was, they know a time. They created that knowing that it was going to be used as a weapon, not as a formidable, because it wasn't formidable. Most melanated orthogonous people beat Pelicans back every damn time, and they even brought the army in because they realized that we were about to kill damn near every Pelican in that city or whatever. And this is a fact. I know you gotta look it up. I'm not saying look it up so you can edify yourself. I'm saying based on facts. When you think about the massacre in 1919 in a certain state, everybody wants to hide from that, okay? And they don't want to tell the truth. This fictional government was supplying the people with some of the weapons they utilized until the people started fighting back and killing them. And so then they had to bring in the army with one of our full auto that a brother created, machine guns. Not the Heron Max, and he just copied what we already had, which was ancient. I know it's hard because, you know, when you have this identity problem on both sides, because you got a bunch of dumb Negroes. So we were slaves. No, POW is like a prisoner. You're a slave. You see what Kamala Camel Toe did in California. She worked for the well, you know, like Texas, you have a prison system, one of the first ones that wasn't by the state or the government, but was private. Same thing in California, right? You have this institutionalization where it was first arrived to go from the school system to the prison system. That's not even white supremacy. That is a Zionist narrative. The problem is the Zionists play both white and black, but most Pelicans go and convert because they think they can be some fake Jew. Because they were nurtured, and I'm gonna break this down. They were nurtured by looking at Saturday, Thursday, and Friday night and Sunday afternoon at the church, the great Bible story and all this other stuff, Charlton Heston, Liz Taylor, and and it goes on, where everybody had to be light-skinned. That's engraved in their brains. That's what you do. And then you want to turn around and remove God and country, remove statues, this, that, and other. This is the game they play, and they have enough puppets on all sides. I mean, come on, I just posted a video from what's called audits of how the dumb Negroes can't even morally subjugate themselves based on the Constitution to look at people when they're doing stupid stuff. Another Latino bursting in the house, this, that, and the other, all emotional, this, that, and the other, deputy sheriff. That doesn't mean you're a sheriff, but don't know how to act because they study about the Constitution. But you get in there and it's dirt all around you, just like you're seeing the significance, and it's going to go to somewhere. You're seeing the significance of this right now, okay? Because the worst thing that can happen, and this is what you light-skinned brothers and sisters got to do. See that dumb, goofy, pale-skinned nigga who was sitting there talking about, oh, the Haitian monkeys, that racist. That's what y'all need to deal with. The government ain't gonna do it, because hell, you see that the biker gangs, they got outlaw biker gangs in the police department, all kind of, because the government needs, these Zionists love that. But it's let me show you something. It's these worthless politicians who have no so-called soul. Their energy has been sucked. All they are is just cannon fodder, walking around waiting for whatever to happen to expedite it. Who remembers that one in Twilight? I think it was the second one to the last one, or was it the last one? When you know that actor who's I think he's from Sweden or Denmark or whatever, the tall one with the blonde hair, you know, he's playing a vampire or something like that, or Dead Living, and the two Felipe and you know the two Italians who were like them tore his butt apart. He says, "About time." You remember that? You got a lot of that right now. Problem is that's not how it's supposed to be. Neither is that how it ends. But I have a story to tell. Reality is the same thing in the so-called melanated communities, right? There's Haitians, man, who wanted to get away from that coup from over 2 years ago to the CIA funded by Ecuador, right? Or whatever, whoever, it don't matter who we want to use down there, all right? With some Negro, okay? Military special forces, right? Go and kill the president of Haiti. funded by the Zionists. I don't like saying CIA, FBI no more because there's other organizations that run side by side with these that are deep. All right, because there's a lot of guys who are like, what's going on in these organizations? Now, I'm not bringing clarity and saying it's okay, because it was really something they'd all started shooting each other and fighting and saying no more. The Republic will stand. We got to give a lot of blood. But that shows you what kind of people you got in there, because they're allowing tests. They're allowing these marginalized bastards to fly chemicals, to start fires, and do everything else. So you got to bring into question what's really going on. You still have people wondering if Haitians, there were some people who were eating pets. Now, the witch cult turned around and stated this. And you still have these idiots who call themselves liberal who are under a deep freaking spell, right? Making memes, which is funny. I got some because they are pretty freaking funny and good. I'm not biased to it, you know. But I look at the people who I was around in my nurturing process. And even though we were being raised, destroyed, we were also being nurtured in lies. No, not me. I wasn't afforded that because I fought back in school. I think I was the only one get kicked out of school because I was fighting teachers. So I kept saying they were lying. I think I was the only one in the whole Montclair High School. Yeah, seriously. And you look at everything and you sit there and you say, how? I would expect y'all to say, how? How did it get this way? Me, I get logistic and I start looking. I don't just look at people who are nurtured. I look at the people in Clifford J. Scott, Bellsburg. I look at all these different people in PS, you know, in New York, all went to school. And I look at the social disparity. I look at the things that in the curriculums. Because when I was in college, I used to look at every curriculum and realize there were some things on the agendas that were different in each state. And I started compiling this stuff and saying, wait a minute, why are they talking about and using this book here? And they say we can't use this one from 2 semesters ago, but I go over cross state lines and they're using the very book they're telling us we can't use over here, and that's for the next 2 semesters. And I'm like, wait a minute, and they don't even have the newer book, which is only updated to dismiss, because I read the entire book. You get what I'm saying? Even though I'm like, I'm not going to do the courses, right? I'm going to read the entire book, and that's what I do. And so I did this essay on it. And the teacher, she almost was going to very quick being a teacher, a professor, because she felt like she probably done some damage. Because even she used to look at some of the things she was grading. That's why it went digitalized. Didn't it go digitalized where they put it in a machine now and it grades it? I know, somebody let me know. I don't know. I haven't been in college since like 2015 or 13. I don't know. It's been a while since I've been in college. I've taken courses and stuff and blah blah blah. But you know. 15, I think, 2014, 13. Let's go 2013. I think that was my last year. The 3-year, you know. But I'm still compiling this information and I'm looking at these things. And I see how quick people are to jump on the bandwagon and stuff. Like when I saw it, I was like, oh man, I got to reach out. I got family. I got people over in Ohio. You know, ToLU'S Cherokee, I tried calling her and everything. She's in Ohio. She didn't know I got cousins in Ohio. I just don't say nothing. You know, because some people get this thing of air about them, and it's like, either you're going to be real or you're not. No, I still support everybody. It doesn't mean I have hate. I don't move on hate. But I'm going to call you out when I know you crossing the line and you're doing something because you feel some kind of way about something. Get over yourself. Not everybody's great. Far from it. Regardless of how great you truly are, you're not even living in that, you know? So, my thing is I reach out to people, and some people have a hard time just answering a little freaking phone call. I don't get it. Because if I wanted your ass, I'd do some stuff. I come and visit you and wine and dine you, and I had your ass straight up, strapped up, where you be running around, you know, dick crazy. Like, well, I'm serious. Bottom line, I don't care how you feel and what you think, but I'm not moving that way. So you can believe in that little fictional world you live in. I strap these 12 on you, you're gonna be beat down. You're gonna be like that little pale skin talking about sunshine. Yeah, pack on my bags. I'm not coming home. That's what you're gonna be saying. But I'm not moving that way. I'm not bragging or nothing. I'm stating a fact. A lot of people are scared like that, right? Because you're living in a world of deception. I mean, how many of you pay attention to the Grammys, the Emmys, the sports, and all that? And they've been telling you for the last 12 years, like, man, Satan, motherfuckers. What I'm telling you is those idiots are dumb too. Satan. It's worse than that. A friend of mine, I got this in the mail. I didn't show y'all last month from when I was in college, right? They did this. I took a lot of pictures when I was fencing and stuff. As you can see, I have the, and So I would put on my jersey, my college, you know, and they would take pictures. Well, I didn't know they worked in the booth where they did this, and they just sent me this last month. So, Men's Health, yeah, I'm far from what you consider that. I guess y'all seen that before. I mean, the glass things where you do in college. Is that cool or what? I was like, dude, you know, that's around, I think, 2012 or 11. I had my dreadlocks. They're all the way down my back. You can see my dreadlocks go all the way down my back, y'all. So I just wanted to share that because, you know, it's impromptu, but it's just about having a good moment. You know what I'm saying? Even regardless of what's going on, always look for positive energy. And someone said, well, damn, Red, I thought, stop thinking. You can't think. If I'm expressing stuff, look between the lines, read around the lines, and look at the lines directly. If I state something and there's no clarity up here, that means you're not focusing. You're not allowing yourself to attain an attribute that belongs to you. Okay? Okay? So, yes, there were people who literally went and got geese and because they think this is the world of plenty. Geese and ducks, and they cut their head off and took it home and roasted it. There was some American, I think she was Haitian American or Jamaican, whatever she was, looked like she was bugged out. I don't know what happened. Maybe she got a Molly or something, who literally killed and ate a cat raw. I don't know what was going on with that. I don't even know why people are indoctrinating that into the story. I'm not even reading about it. I don't care about it. Yet there are individuals in Haiti during the war, if you study like I do, and I know people who've been in Haiti who came back, who were working on certain things, what do you call it? A canal, all kind of, and they dual citizens. They came back here because it got so bad before the Kenyan army went in. You even have some special forces out of Central or South America that went over there to help. Yeah, help the Haitis fight some of these deplorable gangs. All right, and it is for what it is. We're not talking about cartel, even though we know there's some involvement there. But you have, because a lot of Haitians speak Spanish, Espanol, Creole, Patois. All right, we've got some brothers in the Dominican Republic went over there to help. See, this is what the media's not going to tell you this, because you could go and help. They always want you to believe that, if they state what the war is, you can go to Ukraine, you can go to Palestine and kill some melanin. See, that's where y'all get it wrong. You can go wherever you want. This is your soil. But because you keep buying into the lies, and it doesn't matter who. Now, I wouldn't say Palestinians go there because, things happen. Even with, send your energy in the right place. I would advise you not to go. In Israel, let me tell you about the Chinese. You see, these Gujars and these converts are so sickly and demented that the worst thing they could have done was mess with the Chinese that are there, Christian Chinese who are part of the country. We're talking about the Republic of China. Don't think they're killing all the religious people. They got to have a concert. And you got to remember that certain things that were done use religion here. When they started attacking Chinese women who look stern in their face like they're not afraid and they're recording them, the dumbest thing the Zionists could do was mess with them because there's Chinese Jews over there and Japanese Jews. Oh, y'all didn't know that? Any of y'all ever been to Palestine, matter of fact? I'm talking about these Zionist organizations in America that have a few Hasidics who sit out in the suburbs because that's where they feel they should live, who believe that they can pray and make everything right, even though they know they have bastardized society of individuals. Because what happens is you got this one first generation who converts, and then their children have to be raised in the system. That means raised, torn down, and rebuilt, and they taught how to be selfish with who they are, and the Kol Nura, and taking those secret oaths. And they become more than the parents. This is a reality, y'all. All right, this is a reality that's worse than you can imagine. Okay? There are some people in Haiti who not only cannibalized, they ate a lot of the pets. And they brought that right with them. So you want to listen to these little fake-ass CIA-operated, dysfunctional media platforms? That's on you. You have the choice. You're going to get better information on YouTube and Cord, or whatever, the Cord and a few other platforms than you will from that lying-ass media. And they do that because they don't want you to be able to, on the bigger programs where they might say something that might be worthwhile. Okay? I don't know. I don't care about them. But I'm just saying something. And they had to play that. Because Kamala didn't say a damn thing worth anything. and that you have dumb Negroes, and a majority of the ones I know, they belong to Kappa Phi, Delta Phi, this, that, and the other, and they don't know that they got a spell on themselves. That's how simple-minded they are, because they can dress up and go out, and regardless of chemical fatness or whatever, they're having a good time with their 3 arms bigger than Big Mama's, because she wasn't eating the crap they eat now, and they think they're living a life that went here and been on the yacht, nah. See, that's living a world away, and they're the very ones running around talking about Jesus. Got a uniform and a badge and haven't spoken out against anything negative. These are the hypocrites you see, like I said, that Greg Lewis guy from Montclair. A whole bunch of them, just idiots. Jamal Tryman, little short nigga, got locked up. Cumber Mason. I think it was, like, a lot of my guys became that. I don't hate the brothers. And then got his CDL, and he walks around like he's big shit. When I was in school, he wasn't shit at all. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, wasn't none of them banging people upside the head. Wasn't the reason why a big fight happened. You know, the big fight that we had was happening because a mug snuck me. All right? And we went floor to the wall. They didn't do nothing. It's like a lot of light-skinned people always trying to tell us who we are. And I said, well, what did you invent? What did you create? Who you are when you come to find out about Cabbage Patch, this, that, and other, to think you could tell me when your whole history is a lie. We're the only ones running around with a real history. Melanated, light-skinned brothers and sisters, hear me out. Running around with a real history, dynamically, who have been renamed so many times. Now, I don't have to worry about that. All right, and with a system of perversions by the very same dumb fucktard Zionists. But y'all lamenting because you got to have a white face to make you feel all right, because it's a lie. Your existence has been a lie because you're supposed to walk side by side with us. But you still have these idiots, and y'all on embark. Sometimes you got to give up a whole life. That's got to make real sacrifices. But the hard part is, family's family. And everybody, soul or soulless, is family. Just like the smallest pebble or grain of sand or atom, to the fictional outer worlds and everything else. It's all construed to be in family or frequency. The problem is, that binary line, it's got so many fractions and things happen. Hold on, I got boiling eggs in a little water with a little salt and vinegar in the oven. So hold on, I'm gonna be poached like 3 minutes. Be right back. Miss Molly, ooh, she knows how to party. Sweet. Hey, let me shout y'all out before I go back into it. I appreciate y'all coming in here. What's going on, beloveds? Share this out so people can come on in, man. I hope y'all subscribe to each other. I saw Ganja's Delusional Humanity 2 jump up about 4 or 5. Appreciate you guys. Share this with people, all right? I know he goes a little hard, but you know what? He's researching stuff that nobody else does. And I am so pleasantly not surprised, and I'm excited that him, Curamiel, there's people who I just enjoy. I'm going to use that. I did a video this morning and last night, right? So I'm going to use what our brother hooked us up with. with that little video, oh, that's not little, I mean in a big way. I'm going to use that at the beginning. And I did a little something on my little keyboard thing, right? To put to the end of it. So we're going to see how that pans out, okay? Because I got a lot of room on this worthless phone where I can record some videos, you know what I mean? Delicious, what's up? Grand day. What's going on, Chief? Appreciate the Cash App number. Oh, Mac, what's happening, fam? How's the work going out there? Deb D, Grand Ascension, beloved. What's happening? Okay, I'm trying to get everybody. Hey, Namsel, how you doing? What's going on, beloved? Knuckleheads TV. Already. Yeah, you know, I'm saving that one. I already uploaded it on the platforms. I'm like, yeah, man. I was like, yeah, I like that, you know. Hey, Arthur Klein, Shalston, and Kaiser. Man, hey, man, don't tell me we might be related. We're part of Germany, too. Hey, Daniel, what's up, beloved? What's cracking? Dev D, I got you right, yeah. Azam Bagban, what's going on? I don't know if you're Salam Alaikum, I don't know, but the name sounds familiar, so. Pierre, what's going on? Wadevoneshi, what's going on, beloved? Max V, what's cracking? Fred Hinkle, appreciate it, beloved. Curemir, what's up? Vida Vida, what's going on, beloved? What's going on? It's good to see you guys. Zerdy, it's good to have you. Big Rage Brujo, I like that name, yo. Oh, I like that name. Big Rage Brujo. I like that. Hold on, man. Oh, man. There's some names, man, I really, really like, bro. They're like the coolest, bro. Yeah, y'all. Look, people said when I named my daughter and my son, not all of them, I'm not going to tell you all the names. When I named Jael and James. James Christian, and Jael Christianity. Has nothing to do with religion. Look up the meaning of the words. And then when people realized that in Florida, they were like, because they went to Puerto Rico, they were like, oh, I was like, yeah, like relax. There's meaning to names, you know what I mean? Hey, millennials best. I just want to put that in. Come on. I mean, I really, really like. I think names are incredible, and they have power. You know what I mean? Sorcerer, witch doctor. There's a reason why. Because, you know, I don't believe in voodoo and all that bullshit. I do some other things. And I like that rule. Nah, especially on the Spanish side, the Costa Rica side. Like I said, there's things that I know and I just appreciate. It's a roundabout. I'm not saying religion's not good. It's through how it's been played out and the term itself. Most people don't look up what religion means when you start getting into theosophy and the sociology and all those things. So I always like say to people that I know people who are not here and their names allude to death. And I didn't know it at the time. And I said, like, why is it that just certain people keep going, Kevin and da-da-da. So I looked into it and I was like, and then I started looking at some of my books on the angel and the devil's language and da-da-da. And I tell y'all, don't mess with some of these books. Do not. All right, these cold books, don't play with them. Because people say to me, I say, well, how can you sit there with the name Lucifer, shining light? They want you to be deterred from something that might benefit you. Now, because I know this and not, don't mean I don't know no Hawa. You know what I'm saying? But that's an awesome name, bro. You know what I'm saying? Squirrel Sniper, what's happening, man? What's going on? What's going on, beloved? Poor service, that's all right. Millennials, you'll be all right. Yeah, I know you're across the pond. I'd like to be over there right now. And everything ain't as bad as they say. They want it that bad. So if they give us this image, we will expand it in the horizon of all of us connected. We will actually make it. It's important for y'all to share this and let them know. Stop buying into what they're saying, because there are things that are happening. But has it not always been happening? Is it not the media all of a sudden playing on it because of the numbers? How do you take a town of 55,000 and bring 2,000, 20,000 in? 55,000 and bring 20,000 immigrants in who just come from a disparity. They CIA made that. They killed their president. They were getting it together. Think about it. And Central America played a role in it with their government, not the people. See, y'all don't get it. I'm not telling nothing that y'all can't figure out. You know what I mean? Like they killed the guy in Czechia or whatever. They killed that guy who was lone gunman. And then you see all the people like they're around protect them, trying to revive him. They're trying to make sure he's dead. Just like Mr. Green shot Kennedy in the head. He had his earpiece on. It says he's fighting, struggling, he's in pain. And that's why I tell people when I used to watch the video, Jacqueline Kennedy was trying to get out the damn truck, out the car, and that's why the guy that was running to help her, get her out there, because he saw the CIA turn around and shoot him in the head. This is why people, they don't want you to, I mean, look what they did to the brother. They want him there because they know that he would have turned them rifles on some of those bad guys there. Bush is worthless, so I'm just speculating. Okay? Appreciate it. What's going on? Well, hey, what's going on, Fishbone? What's cracking? What's cracking? All right. Yo, man, as long as you're doing what you're doing. Well, I got Kumar. What's going on, beloved? Assalamu alaikum. I don't know the greeting for everybody, but I do know all the greetings, so I just always like to. From India. That's what I thought. So, excuse me. I didn't mean to say that. I should have said, no, you know what I'm saying, but much respect. Yes, absolutely, Pierre, absolutely. My son's name is Jahel. Jael is my daughter. Jael, is Jael, 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 and you know Christiana, is a female Christiana, you know, branch of, you know, until she gets married or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or get with some sisters, yet with a really good man that I have to circumvent. Jahel, that's what's up, beloved. Carry me on. What's that? Yeah, James, check the etymology of the word nice. I know, it's no good. I don't say that word. We used to say, yo, man, that was nice. I mean, like, we would say like, yo, that's the devil's in the detail. I'm just saying, when we were saying it back in the 70s, 80s, like, mommy, we say nice, she's, what? But she never said what the reason was. We just knew we didn't use the term. We say, yo, man, that's badass. You know, we start, you know, the terms, you know, in the city, in the suburbs. But yeah, when I was in the military, I started getting really big in the languages. And I started realizing that a lot of words used out here, that's like people talking about gravy. Like, you tell somebody that's gravy. Suspect, you know, like these individuals saying cap. That means the head of you, anyway, y'all, from prison, the head of you. Certain rabbis like to, and after they cut the skin that shouldn't be cut away. I'm just saying, y'all. And that other thing with the circumcision, that was only done with a certain tribe, one of the tribes, because it was something about. I gotta look into it. Maybe I can broaden on it, but it wasn't done through all the true sons and daughters, sons of Jacob. All right, that's all right. It wasn't done with all of them. Just a certain tribe out of the so-called 11 or 12, whatever you want to think. Only a certain tribe was circumcised. Not all. See, I want y'all to research it and see what you come out with. And then I'll share my information. And I might even go on StreamYard, and that way we can have a conversation. Because not everything is not what it is. Because actually that keeps everything pretty clean down there. You know what I mean? Not me. I was circumcised. There's no way around it. There's nothing I could do about it, you know what I'm saying? But nice is definitely no good. You know what I mean? But appreciate that, beloved. That's some real good stuff, Squirrel Sniper. Shows how inverted this world is. That day. All that. Francesca. Ciao, Bella. What's going on? France is in the house. Oh, don't go doing that meow stuff, millennials, best. We reverse the words too back. Here, wicked, bad, sick, all for good means. Yes. And even though, because I asked y'all to research the fact that melanated people, we've taken the so-called English language, which has a lot of our in it, and we actually speak it better than everybody else. we actually have many dialects. We have taken a language and we have made it where they had to actually create, I think it's 2 dictionaries on the language now. I forget. It's because I don't keep up with all that. But I know that everywhere I've been, there have been individuals around the world who are like, oh man, I got to get that accent. And I'm like, what accent? Because you know I'm here. I'm like, oh, that's right. Oh, you in Louisiana, you want to get that, all the shrimps. And, oh, okay. And you in Georgia, so you want to get that draw. Oh, you in the Carolinas, so you want to get that up and that lower, that long, you know, with the vowels. And I'm like, and I started really paying attention, that Texas Longhorn, you know, like that. And I said, wait a minute. And then you go to Oregon and Washington right next to each other, but then you drop down to LA, you go, oh, we got that hard, straight up. And then you come back up and you back up and you hit Compton and you realize there's a simplistic narrative to the language. And then you run over to Louisiana, right? And then you jump up to Arkansas and you go to Little Rock and you go up top and you go to Ohio and you say, wait a minute, some of these people sound too proper, almost dumb. It's not proper. It's funny how the language is, but I asked y'all to research it and see what you come up with. You'd be surprised at what some of the people are saying. Scholars and everything from Yale, Harvard, all those, you know what I'm saying? I heard that the only ones allowed in the temple under the Sphinx next to the pyramids had to go through the circumcision ritual. Yes, the jaguar. Oh, yeah, panther. Yes, very correct. And there was only a certain lineage, certain tribe, if you so say. It's a lot of information there, so I would say just don't bite on the first thing that you get. Research it, you know what I'm saying, and dig it out. What is like the pick side? Like to pick side. Who's that to? I don't know. Oh, I hope everybody here is voting for Trump. Yeah, well, you know what? They already got who they're going to put in there. But you know what? I'm going to say this. I would vote for Trump because you can, and they're listening. So I'm going to say, don't say nothing. Now I said that if I vote, I would vote for Trump because I know I can see the frustration in his face. I can see the people in his circle and how he's picking them. The fact that he's really not. He's still actually the active president. Y'all really don't know what he did before he left office. Biden was never the president. That's why he couldn't even stand in the official White House, and he can't live in the what you call it. But I'm not here for that because it's a big game, and we should not parlay or partake in it. You know what I mean? I'm just putting that out there. I'm not saying that you have a choice. Everyone does. But this is a big game. A big game. They knew that Diddy, look, all of them does this stuff. You know, you got to think about Beckman with, and he's going through it. The little young boy who Diddy did their little ritual to, that all the politicians are part of. You know, Bieber's going through it, man. He's not the only one. Bow Wow, finding that he's got some indigenous, or he's realizing it, he could change if he starts getting around those who can guide him. Kanye's missing in action. I think they've had him on a huffer and stuff like that. They've been really, if they haven't gotten rid of him already, or maybe one of the clones. You know, we don't protect because we just want the media to feed us. I don't give I never cared about the media. If I was here and I knew somebody was in distress and I gathered 20 guys and said, this is what we're going to do, you better believe if we all fell, we shake and rumble us, but we're not here for that. Because we would do worse than that. And there are legions here who have nothing to do with the world that the idiot's running, and they're just waiting. They're waiting for the idiots to fly the drones, start blowing up, and bringing the armored vehicles and the laser flying around, and they done mapped everything. They're just waiting. That's all I can say to that. And there's nothing they can do to stop none of it. No one. I just like to see y'all guys get balance. You know what I mean? Balance. Lavender honey tea bag. Uno más. I was going to do green tea here in a little bit. Rashi. With about, I would say, a thumb's worth of ginger cut up. And hot water first, let it steep for about 4 minutes. And then I added lukewarm. And then I added a little more hot water because I like it warm. And this tap out mug is actually Pyrex. It's not regular glass. So you know, it's hot. You can tell it's Pyrex the way it's poured. So you know, I just thought I'm gonna share that in case you want to make some. You know, they both are APAC. Yes, exactly, Kiramil. They both are. Did you know that legally non-consented votes must be counted? I know. Exactly. Yes, bro. Yeah, I do. Win-win for Israel both ways. Yeah, you know what? That's a fact. But you know what I say? For the Zionists. Because you got to remember, there's a lot of Jews who refuse to go to Palestine. They says that's not their land. They can't sit there making something out of nothing. But see, that's what people don't research that. And you got to remember, we are not Jews. We are Judean, Atlanteans. It's bigger than Jews. That's their identity. They made it. That's the 13th tribe that don't even live accordingly because the first ones that perverted. Look. Let me share something about war. I'm talking about not the wars today. It still happens. Central and South America, when they were there conquering those people, and here they weren't very unaware because we were dealing with our own shit here. Let me tell you what they do with the young girls who have menstrual cycles, young or old. They laid with them to make new babies. So you got a lot of people in Central and South America running around who are remnant of their ancestors. All right, and this is a fact. And some would say in the fake thing of race or slave bull crap, oh yeah, that's called, that's the farm. Well, the farm is real. And you know, a lot of times when these little children had these babies, they kill them. Not the babies. They kill the little ones that had the babies because now they don't have the suckle of the tape. That's why a lot of our big mamas back then were breastfeeding a lot of these foreign babies. And shipped to Central and South America to do the same thing. I know this as a fact. And that's why they were taken to Europe and France and all them places, which they call Europe, which is actually Afrique, and so-called Africa and Ethiopia and all that. That's actually Europa, based after a queen of the Algonquin narrative. See, I know it's hard because it seems like it flips everything upside down. I'm not here to dispute or argue. I'm just pointing this out for you to research it. That's all. Just research it. And if you do that for 3 to 4 generations, even their daughters, what do you get? I know light-skinned ladies right now who suffer from albinism. If I were to go with the bloodline I have and sleep with them, I'd make white children, pale-skinned babies. This is a fact. I would like somebody to prove me wrong. I know this under certain right medical and food conditions, I would make pale-skinned babies. Now I have some dark skin and Spanish, you know, speaking a little bit, you know, but I already know. All right, so I know. And I know that's hard to even fathom because we're still moving by media and Zionist narratives. Hollywood is a spell. Every time you say Hollywood, the holly tree, you're casting a spell. So stop saying that garbage-ass word. Call it for what it is. A place of emptiness, a barren strait, murk and mire, you know. Patricia Gifford, hey, what's going on, sis? How's it going, beloved? It's good to have you up in here. Appreciate, hey, knucklehead, what's going on, beloved? Came back in there. Israel, next 18 months. Yeah, Palestine. Don't call that place Israel, man. That's not Israel. That's the Philistines, land of the Philistines. That is not Israel. Israel belonged to one individual. One individual. His name was changed. Everybody else is subjugated to what was delivered based on what narratives. If you want to go back to Gilgamesh, it would be a different narrative. If you want to go back to the time of Nimrod, who took the loincloth from a certain individual in the bibliography, and they made him a giant and a hunter, a great hunter of all things, that time didn't even exist. Look, man, look. And there was a perversion, and there was a great flood. Whether you want to buy into it or not, it's just how the stories are told. The story that was told afterwards is a lie. I bet that on any one of y'all's mamas and mine. And it can rattle some feelings and emotions when you look at things and you say, doubt is a very good thing. It's a healthy thing. When you have doubt, don't move without. Take that doubt and manifest it in a way that doesn't trigger something. Let your emotions and feelings, let them empty out, and be logistic and be intellectually intelligent and really dig as hard as you can. Because some people, we're in a time right when they say, oh, you got the internet in your hand. Everybody thinks they gotta have the answer right there in a hot second. I'd rather see somebody come back for 5 years going, man, I'd have walked that whole path, that river, man. I can only find this. And that guy did it in a second, but look, you walked it for 5 miles, so I'd rather listen to you. You know that guy that kicked 1,000 times 1,000, compared to that guy that got the black belt, who hardly ever lifted his leg, but just for classes and learning how to do some things and a couple of matches. So I want that black belt second dan who ain't really, you know, he just walked, he just made it through the, you know what I mean? Or do I want this cat over here for every 6 months he was doing, you know, each body part and then maintaining that while he trained the next one. I'm gonna go with that cat right there. It didn't pay for nothing. It didn't get no belt. Because it's supported, you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? We made dams out of concrete. Beavers make it out of straw, wood, and mud, and rock. I mean, you get what I'm saying? I'm going to read this right here, the Science of the Sacred Secretion, to finish up that third part, if it's all right with you guys. Hold on, see. Oh, y'all just pop back up. Hold on. Okay, I'm just going to read this last part. It's not that much. Yeah, the red flag events are real. I remember in the military, if you was, remember when we used to have the Operation Oranges and red, you know, oh man, with the red flags and the orange flag, like all those little training events and everything. Remember when I was out there in China Lake and I was up under the ground with the orange jumpsuit watching the aircraft fly around these big things that look like screens that were like 50 feet all the way around, like you could see every aircraft all over the freaking skies. And I was like, oh, and the F-18 looked like an F-18 and the F-16 looked like, I was like, you know, I was sitting there going, saying to myself, what am I? Am I supposed to be down here in China Lake, down in this deep place underground? What am I? How did I get here? But because I was Top Gun and I had some secret clearances, that I was allowed to see. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah, red flag, all those different events, man. Hey Benji, what up, Maneshi? What's going on, beloved? Keep your you goddamn right, man. Just getting okay, that's right, you over the water, that's right, you over the pond, beloved. Yeah, that didn't I read about that AIPAC? That's it's like Henry Kissinger's modem. That's like he was a gatekeeper, he was never supposed to be in there. But because of certain things that happened, they just like they put him in there. And he was just to make sure what was being done by the Pope, the fake crown of England, because those are les goujats. And the heads that they were putting all around in all the governments to monitor every so-called state. You know what I mean? It's so much to that, man. It's just, oh, there's so much. You know what I mean? That we could probably sit down and we could talk for days on that. You know what I mean? Excuse my what you call it? YouTube signed me out, so no notice of the. Wow, that's crazy. Ramsey S, how you doing? Yeah, let me read this right here. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna read the last third part. To this is very short. It's not long, but it's not too short. You know what I mean? Hey Tara, what's going on, mama? Now, as we was talking, yesterday was Sacred Secretion, talking about the CSF fluid, the reset, and everything like that. And as far as the universal energy, our God, if you want to call it that, once the sacred secretion has returned, we remove ourselves from the brain cycle of observing and analyzing. Because now you start existing in the nothing. There's actually, when I say the nothing, do you know what I mean? Because see, right now they've convinced us that we have to make something out of everything. Out of nothing. Well, then nothing. You wouldn't have, it serves no purpose. No cold, no hot. See, people say, that's why they say it's the great experience and experiment. You're supposed to be able, even in this physical, you're supposed to be able to live forever. It's not supposed to age and all this is not supposed to happen. Otherwise, they wouldn't be poisoning everything. How many of you reached out to all your water companies and go, when I go by a water treatment facility, it smells like crap. Well, why are you putting it back in? And if you do a pH test, you'll see that all your stuff is orange or yellow. And if you don't have H3O or H2O living water and put it in there and turn it blue, you're drinking nothing but straight up poison. And they do this on purpose. How many of y'all call out and reach out to them and say, nah, we're not tolerating this no more? Now you probably can make sense of why they're arming the USDA and the FDA and the IRS and this, that, and that. You think it's, y'all always want to think it's about $1 because that's what they got your brain so low, in such a low fiber. I ain't talking about a good earthly like 7.28. I'm talking about they got y'all brain in such a low performance of information, accessing. You can't even see up past a worthless fiat note. Every time I'm having a conversation with somebody, they go, oh, it's about $1. No, they might have idiots bought out who get a little more and sitting there popping that adrenochrome. What I'm saying to you is stop talking about the dollar and look at the bigger picture. All right? You get me? Furthermore, as we become more aware to our reality and sensitive to the energies within our environment, are able to tap in. Okay, because bottled water has fluoride and chlorine and all that in it as well. Are y'all aware of that? Okay. Then y'all call these water companies. What are y'all doing? And it don't matter if you're talking to the person on the deck. Give them fire too, so they get somebody else. Because they're gonna put a little agent on and think they're gonna sweet talk you. Are you cursing? You don't have to curse because that's what they want excuses to hang up. Now your argument's illegitimate to them because they're emotional. A lot of times, y'all got to do this stuff. All right. Anyway, to the energies within our environment, conscious guardian angels, spirits entangled to us that are vibrating on a higher plane, check it out, will be able to interact with us easier, and we may even become more clairvoyant and psychic. Remember I was talking about psionic? Our vibrant energy will also influence electromagnetic frequencies within our physical world. Due to this, we are more susceptible to messages, often in the form of synchronicities, such as repeated number patterns and visits from wild creatures. How many of you have been having birds land on your shoulder? How many of you think about 275 or 369? I mean, like, you think, it feels like it's like, well, why won't it stop? Because things are being, as things are being blocked and hidden, things are being revealed and unhidden. And most people don't know how to tap into it. My baby Snoo, one day I was like, I'm going to think about her. And I had a dream. And I started thinking about her, and I was saying her name. And she hit me and was like, I heard you call my name. Yes, I was calling your name. From one coast to the other. Often in the form of synchronicities, such as repeated number patterns and visits from wild creatures. You will see synchronicities and understand them to be a sign that you are on the right path. Resonating with Gaia. That's a real word. Don't be dismissive. Because of this increased intuition, trust the messages that you receive in your initial thoughts and instinct. As Isus, y'all say Jesus, said to his followers, when they arrest you, do not worry about what to say or how to say it. For it will not be you speaking, but the spirit, the light, the energy, the hara, the breath of your Father speaking through you. That means what you've already been endowed with that you are ignorant from because they kept you burdened with the pains and struggles of a fictional life that was never meant to exist. You will feel more connected to the cosmos through an increased sensitivity to energies and higher planes of existence, and it will feel like pain. And the universe will literally be able to communicate with you, and your awareness of reality will be at a level high enough to interpret it. You don't have to be taught that which was already there. They had to teach you to lie to hide the truth from you. Makes sense? What was that? Hey, Fragment, this is the type of conversation over here down the streets in LA. Oh, okay. Startling. Most certainly. Have you come across a 130-year event called Phoenix? The last visit was 1902 when the U.S. changed the seal from a phoenix to an eagle because it passed without catastrophe, so we advanced another 138. I've heard about it. The great translation of Apocalypse is the unveiling of the truths, lies, and are told in Latin and truths hidden in Greek. which this language has a lot of Latin and Greek in it. For those who don't know, that Greek is not a time period, but it's a placement. It's like an organization, y'all. Just like we have fraternities and societies, they had to make it a landmass that has nothing to do with the truth of history. Just like Latin, people would say, "You speak Latin? Que pasa?" Well, is Spanish a form of Latin? Or is Rome, Ricci, all those? It has nothing to do with the world they created. They created worlds and they use terms and stuff, but yes, you are correct. And that's why I say it's very important to, there's a lot of research that's got to be done. And if you could travel, that's why they're attempting to get it to where nobody could travel. World War III, there's not really a lot of traveling except through the elites. And y'all know what that's for. You know what I'm saying? But apocalyptic is like gods. For those who still use to get that term God. For Elohim would allude to you being a form of God, but Elohim is standalone enough where you don't need the term God. It means one in plural, but all. Oh man, I've been doing so long. So synchronicities guide you. No such thing as coincidences. Exactly. Especially on the staple of what you've been delivered from or to, based on where you've been nurtured in. And the energy you give is also the displacement. And that you get a return. That's why I say names and everything. People got to be mindful of these things. But it's great to see you guys are pretty well informed. We just remembered. It's tapping back into the information that's there. However you want to put it. Let me finish this right quick. Okay? The sacred secretion is therefore a spiritual conception of a virgin, if you will say. Every time you research, it's like a new, right? Like cherries pop, but it's new again. Reset. They want you to believe once the cherries pop that the hymen's broken. And no. Japanese and people around the world practice different things. Even Hindus, right? I always express to people that's not the truth. I was going to get into abstention, to abstain and all that. That'd be a whole nother, and that's not what this is about. So when we get back into the virgin, that means allowing the real you to exist, even for a moment, and getting rid of that beaten up, that beaten and bruised thing. In or outie, right? And saying, not today. That's what we were capable of. Frequencies and everything else to keep the you. Well, how many of y'all looked at that 70-year-old Chinese man who eats raw meat and everything? I mean, not raw, but he eats a raw diet of not fruits and vegetables. And you got to remember, the parts that play a major part here is chemicals. Chemicals and not having the proper minerals in your body is like having an old battered man and a woman been past their prime when no such thing as prime existed. Because the chemicals and them being robbed of the true necessities is the displacement of what you have. It's the same thing that's going on with all of us with these bodies. It's not supposed to. What's happening is they've sped up aging and everything else, and they jabbing up the babies from 3 shots to 79 shots. The food's all messed up. They're refeeding you people you know nothing about. The medicine is not about healing you. It's about keeping you marginally, mentally, it's a placebo, but it messes you up. There's a lot of things going on, but when you want to reset, you have to see yourself as new. You write your, how you say it, your binary code. You write it. You have to have the placebo effect to look at everything and say, it's not going to rule me today. I control this narrative. And it don't matter how hard and painful or if you think you're about to tap out. You control that narrative, because the enemy, the only thing they control is dispersing you. And even that, they don't have real control when you start stepping into your truth. You know what I mean? No, Statue of Liberty is a woman. It's not Apollo. Scroll sniper. Not at all. It's a sister. Dead ass. And the statue of Apollo, I believe part of it still stands in the Aegean Sea. Yeah. Movies, Rocky, when Apollo Creed came out, he was dressed in the Statue of Liberty. Yeah. But then we get into the Baphomet, what I just showed you yesterday, with a certain book that you could purchase. I think the book is like $60-something to $100-something. Hold on, let me finish this and then we'll get into that. Okay. So again, of a virgin, if you will, as the book of Revelation states, a great and wondrous sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and a crown of 12 stars on her head. She was pregnant. Then an enormous red dragon appeared with 7 heads. The dragon stood in front of the woman who was given birth, so that he might devour her child the moment it was born. Do you get the euphemism of that? When you say the sacred secretion is therefore a spiritual conception of a virgin, if you will. Cleansing. So as the book of Revelation states, a great and wondrous sign. What is a sign? Remembering is a sign, right? Appeared in heaven. Where's heaven? Well, if your abode is purified and clean, aren't you in heaven? A woman clothed with the sun and with the moon under her feet, riding on a vehicle, right? With the light omnipresence to what? Well, you can get to the Maga Vita and all the other things. This is how things are taken away. The Statue of Liberty, the statue I told you about Shalagwa, right? During the World's Fair, the White City, right? Original lonewolf showing you that she was a melanated sister. I'm just saying. The fact that Italy and all these places have used floats and statues showing Orange is the New Black. And yet they have the Statue of Liberty, the woman in chains with the 7 heads instead of the 12, right? No flame, but in chains and weighed down. I know it's hard to conceptualize, conceive these things, but the reality is to take the spirit of an existing people and to bind them and cause chaos throughout the world, because that which could be the remedy is locked away and lied to. She was pregnant. A woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and a crown of 12 stars on her head. She was pregnant. Then an enormous red dragon appeared with 7 heads. The dragon stood in front of the woman who was given birth, so that he might devour her. The Pope. Why do you think that Amina Bromovic? Oh well, let's look at some of the rappers standing with people who dress up like the Pope, and they stand there like the dragon, the female. For the strength of the man rides with the woman, the dragon's back, and controls the narrative for the hunt and destruction. Why is it so hard to see these things? Because they've painted other pictures. They've gave you mosaics, Salvador the Lamb. You know, you get surrealism, and you get all these different paintings and stuff that brings this contriteness to the, you know what I mean? Messes with the Rolodex information, you know what I'm saying? It's not giving fortune, Patty. The Phoenix brings red dust. Well, at the end, he refused. HK, if you don't stop that, I'm going to block you from the channel. You're not going to come on here with the consistent and inconsistent stupidity. It doesn't do nothing. It's not disrupting nothing. We could put off today for tomorrow. We could put off tomorrow for last year if we chose. So don't waste your time. When the sun and moon were in a certain constellation. It depends on whose perception of what time, your perception of what time is. Time doesn't exist. At least I don't buy into time. See what I'm saying? We can't make something out of nothing. We have to bring things back to nothing. What I'm talking about is a form here that has to do with the resurgence of the cleansing. That means what virgin is. It doesn't mean, some people think, oh, they're untouched. That means they're cleansed. That is what the staple of this information is alluding to. All right? And I'm not breaking it down too hardcore. I just want to see if y'all are metastasizing, allowing it to grow. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't mind blocking you from the channel. They could have blocked you. You're gone. It's, well, what? You wasted your time. Now it's all gone. Look at you. Go, it's whatever. So, right now, let me finish. Okay? So, anyway, in front of the woman to devour the child. So, when you look at Beyonce and all the red and the people dancing in the white, that's supposed to be some pure religious form or something, right? Some righteous ideology. And then you look at Nicki Minaj standing guy with the Pope. Y'all know what that hat is and all that. Holding his arm, right? The guy looking like it, right? And she's standing there. It's like she's like no control. Pregnant. How come nobody ever paid attention? So that's not the cleansing, because that which is supposed to be perceived as perception wants to pervert and destroy anything that allows the virginity to exist, the virgin of you, the cleansing of the truth of you, for you to be back in the staple of truth, which is to be back in nothing. They want to keep you as something. That's why people are inundated with all this crap. You cannot find a harmony and a balance if you're staying in that world where the child is being devoured over and over and over because you're not being steadfast to protect the crown of the Virgin Mary. Not complicated, people. The fish that got away, how many of y'all get in the Gilgamesh and see what that's really about in occultism? I'm just asking. I don't want y'all to mess with it a lot. I'm just saying. Daniel, what's up? We created time, but to calculate how long ago we can observe the heavens. The heaven is within, bro. This heaven is not some. The narrative of heaven is supposed to be of joyous reunions. I mean, like real, like. Pleasure beyond the scope of anything. Heaven is not some outside thing. That's the lie. Heaven is within. And you can't know it if they keep you in turmoil or chaos. And not just the theory of it. You know what I mean? Pleasure, pleasure. And when you come to these agreements that you can make with yourself, then you'll see them. But you gotta walk on that plane. And that plane, remember I was talking about how the frequencies here? But this is what we're dealing with? Well, ain't nobody getting there unless they take the proper, they accept, certain things I can't say here. You would think with everything I say that, no, I'm giving y'all enough tea when you do the work and it's not no spontaneous reply or answer to anything. You know what I mean? Yes, self-awareness is the anchor, and the rest is just waves. And the beautiful thing about the anchor, it can allow you to pick the proper wave. When you start coming into accessing these things, then you see the dragon you should ride. You know what I mean? Yes. Listen, but it's nice and what I'm talking about. I'm talking about self, because he endowed she or he or whatever people want to buy into it. I'm just saying that so people can. Because we're dealing with a world of a lot of corruption and perversions. He endowed everybody, for those, we're saying like that, on the masculine side, he or she endowed everybody with that if the creator of creation itself needed us to know, then we would know. Everyone's endowed with it. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing the things to block everybody with it, creating the perversions and dichotomies of narratives that have no functionality other than destruction. And if people are comfortable in chaos, then they've already given up their right to any existence. And now you're a puppet for the puppet masters. So if you want to kill and harm without a proper, not knowing that you don't have to, you can speak a word and do it. See, nobody's really a warrior. Nobody really is war. Everybody is based on the hypocrisy of their existence. When we say the word God, that's what the word Elohim means. Hwa, breath, life. You're already endowed with it, but you walk outside yourself. Therefore, you don't know the truth of heaven, but you exist in a hell because you think there's a balance between the two. There's no riding the fence. There's darkness, and there's light, Hwa, and that's it. There's nothing, and then there's a whole lot of somethings, and all of y'all exist in something because you don't know how to retract and go back to the virgin state of being nothing. Yeah. Assalamu alaikum, brother. Oh, heaven, the lights in the skies. That's my assumption. I'm sorry, I hit the wrong thing there. I hit somebody I didn't mean to hide, y'all. Oh, my goodness. My apologies. I didn't mean to hit that. Trying to hit somebody and give them a wrench. My apologies. This thing moves on its own, y'all. It's kind of weird. Like when it goes live by itself. I think you're back up. I grew up in Christian. Went to Christian school, many other faiths. Realize for me, we all call source a different name or title. We are all fractals of source. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. My apologies, bro. I thought I unhit him. I don't know how did I even hit that, man. Give me money for vodka. Yeah, wars will do that, right? Well, y'all was drinking a lot of that before that. Anyway, let's check this out. When analyzed metaphorically and numerically, it can be seen that this passage is explaining that you will give birth when the moon is in your sun sign. As the moon is at the foot of the main constellation. At the foot of the main constellation. I told you. How many of you ever looked at the constellations they laid out and took them together and put them all together and made a body? And then you start, like me, who's been doing so-called gung fu for over 40 years, when you start looking at what they say are the main points of these things, when you put them together and make them a body, you look and you realize those are the central nervous areas of the most important and prominent as far as your energy. I mean, do the research and figure it out yourself. It's pretty amazing. Now, when analyzed metaphorically and numerically, it can be seen that this passage is explaining that you will give birth when the moon is in your sun sign. Now, I said metaphorically and numerically, okay? As the moon is at the foot of the main constellation, out of the 12 that crowned you and influenced the inorganic mineral cell salts. The 12. And see, that's the reason why you're going to have individuals saying dumb things, doing this and another, because the original 12 tribes, they're not in their proper position or place. And this world is going to run around in the false ergonomics of whatever existence. And that's what the enemy has to keep. So if they keep everybody ignorant, it's hard for people to accept another narrative. So it's bigger than what you... I have a story to tell. Let's put it like that. Let me finish reading this because it's right here. We're almost at the end. And then we'll speak a little more. So anyway, the 12 that crowned you and influenced the inorganic mineral cell salts. The inorganic mineral cell salts. I'm not going to say what that means. You figure it out. That clothed you at birth when you were pure, a virgin. It is then through the mastery of our own energy filled and egotistic desires that we can conquer the dragon, the lower self, sin, that would otherwise consume the child. That would be goat. But the churn, or the young, the life, the line, that which you are, keep the heart of a child, childlike heart. In short, the sacred secretion is the name given to the scientific description of the physical release of a potent endogenous DMT brew and the physiological layer of the religious story of Iosus. By taking back control of our past conditioning and taking back control of our past conditioning and increasing our understanding of a collective consciousness, which actually is happening right now. And the idiots can't stop it. Trust me, they can't. Trust me. How we are all spiritually linked from the one energy, a source. Y'all call God. I tell you that that's who you are. In layman's terms, the term God hits people hard because you've been indoctrinated with it and it has no real meaning other than the fact that you are all that presence of source for breathe life into you for those who get into Genesis, right? I mean, think about it. We become enlightened. So that means not burdened with the yoke of lies and historical irrelevance and all the somethings. And through enlightenment, we find true peace and happiness. Again, what is peace and happiness? do not try and explain it, because if you knew it, you wouldn't say it. You would already be living it. You wouldn't even be here. But just as a pregnant woman follows rules to keep a child healthy, there's no rules. That's a system. That's the state. That's something foreign, dead. It's by natural order. It's already endowed with her to know what they do, just like any animal and everything else. The licking, the cleansing, the poop eating, whatever. We must do the same for the spiritual child. By preserving the seed within the nutritionality dense environment, we allow it the opportunity to grow. We give it life. And that's why you think they poison everything. By preserving the sacred secretion and increasing its charge, reset, right, during the 2.5 days that the moon is in our star sign each month, and that's for each month of each one of you, that's your birth date, which is actually, they chose to say that you're going to die. That's the reason why they give you, want you to believe, buy into that, all right? The reset period that you take the day before and during and after, 2.5 days, that the moon, lower constellation, right, in the foot of our star sign each month, we can trigger a highly vibrant fluid throughout our body. That's the resetting of it. That means the purification, re-energizing. That means to make it a virgin again by the mind conception, because a lot of y'all think virgin means, oh, the hymen's not broke. Remove that dynamic, all right? A body that improves our consciousness and physical awareness, our physical awareness. You see, it's not complicated. Therefore, the many stories of Isus healing are, in fact, testimonies for how the sacred preservation can heal one's body and soul. Christ fluid and what it's capable of, without the pineal gland being, and you being perverted with all this crap. And that's what we spew, a lot of it. Okay? Anyway, testimonies for how the sacred preservation can heal one's body and soul, from healing sight and speech to awakening the dead cells and finding clarity by preserving the sacred secretion and increasing its charge during the 2.5 days that the moon is in our star sign each month. We can trigger a highly vibrant fluid throughout our body that improves our consciousness and psychic awareness. Do you see the importance of why they took away 13 months, 28 days? Why they made Saturday they made Friday the last day and Monday the first day, which is a lie. And they gave you 2 empty days. They give you leap year and fraud and all this other stuff. Why is it so complicated? I know people say, but maybe your pineal's not calcified. There's a lot about me you don't have to worry about. See, that's the problem. We keep looking for something instead of getting to nothing. We won't empty ourselves. We won't vector out things so that we can allow things to come in, because we don't want to do the things that can benefit us and allow us to grow and mutual. I hope you enjoyed that read. I hope it was informal. I hope you got something out of it. You know? Not be the metaphor for humanity. Well, that's what it is. It's what it is. The child is your blood. It's your fluids. It's everything about who you are. Everything. Being reset so you have a cleansing. You know, when a young one comes in this world, it's supposed to bring all the new information from the ether, or on a return. And in order to shut that off, and they gotta make sure the baby's rattling, and then it goes into the gaga blah blah, because you don't speak that language. The baby, the young sentient ones in the new stage of existence here, are saying things unbeknownst to them, doesn't matter, and no one can interpret it. And they're giving warning, attempting to tell you these things before it leaves them. And they're endowed with all of our ignorance and the chemicals and the subjugation and the poisoning. And then we, in our torrent manner, we look at everything going on and we start cursing everybody. You can't believe he just shot her, and da. As if we can not know the reason behind it. So we have to make more somethings, instead of calling it for what it is. It is a system of corporations and of men of steadfast lies and perversions, and the weak-ass women who have no power, who allow these frail little Negro everythings to exist. That was a little filling in there. My apologies. Yeah, and hey, where my people's at, man? Why y'all allowing the idiots to be retarded? Oh, hey, all paths lead to the same destination. More classification just cause more separation. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, very much. Especially useful in Denmark. Yeah, I know. Denmark the death touch. Yeah, we'll mess with that. Would the child not be the metaphor of humanity? Someone always hated rules. Good orderly direction. Yes. Joe. Into the cup. Yes. Who you want to smile? Nobody's smiling. The wolves don't smile. I mean, we don't smile. 28-day moon cycles to start when they're just like on the turtle's back. You know what I mean? Before your service, son. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I got you, beloved. Appreciate that. Anyway, I really hope that was beneficial. I got to go and check these eggs. I think they've been in a little too longer, so I might be eating hard-boiled. I got to get them in a cold wash so I can break these shells. We actually got good eggs. The shell's a little hard. But anyway, I appreciate you guys. I hope it was meaningful. Y'all know the Cashapp. Oh, did somebody donate? Because I didn't check. So I can shout you out. All right. I didn't go and buy no books. I didn't order no books. I'm still waiting for those others. So what's today? Y'all know I don't follow the dates, so don't get all wiry, because I don't. Today's Thursday, huh? So we'll check the mail today, okay? And see if those books, other books came. I could go and just check and follow and see if it showed up, but I don't like doing that. I like to go to the mailbox, open and go, what's in there? I don't worry about nothing. Stop worrying about things. Mark Limehouse and Devin Mathis, I think I got you, right? All right, appreciate it. Eureka Elementals, I actually got you. I appreciate that. All right? I replied. Okay, awesome. So I wanted to say appreciate the donations, all right? So we'll get that to the books. I want to get that one for $190 something, so we almost got them. Almost got that. We almost got that because it's like 3 books. So the one for $191. I showed y'all what it was. I'm like, I know y'all like, which book is that? Okay. I keep like all 4 of like the books in the middle here. Hold on. Let me pull it up, make sure I'm logged in. Hello, James. It still has me logged in. Yes. Okay, let me so this book right here, the book, The Ultimate Guide. This is the one from 119, excuse me. So The Ultimate Guide to Rebuilding a Civilization, inspirational science book for adults. Now, this is another book to a collection that I must get. So we're almost close to being able to get that for 119. That's one book, and then the other one, so I'm going to get them at the same time. So the other one is, hold on. My apologies. This is the way I do it. Because I got to go into the orders and all that micmac, okay? Definitely not getting that one. I'm trying to make sure. What is it? Oh, I got it saved. Oh, why is it down there? It shouldn't be down there. It should be up top. It's not the right book. That book is no longer, I got to get rid of it, y'all. So I'm going to see if the other one's out there. Okay? Because y'all know I got the One World Tartary. I actually sent that book down with Ganja. It's down there on the soil. Okay? Because the Americas, that's another one I have. I might be upstairs. I might have already sent that too. That was like $15. But I wanted to get a second one. But the one that I wanted to get here, it's about $30-something. Let me see if the price might have changed. I'm looking at my cart. So I have a lot of books down there, like over $4,000 worth of books right now. All right? It's just the way I am. Okay. Why is it doing that? Anyway, so I'm gonna pull this one, let you see it. Okay, I gotta tap it up. It's in my card. So, Mesoamerican history: Aztec, Toltec, Zapotec, Olmec, Maya. I'm only getting this because I have 3 other books that I want to, and it's about $40-something, $30-something, $40. Because I want to see what this individual wrote. So I purchase some books where I probably would never reach anybody, but I cross-reference the books. And sometimes you can cross-reference 100 different books. I literally sit down in college and cross-reference. Y'all know I have the 1939 dictionary, right? I sit that down there too. And I have one that's even older than that from the 1800s. And the first almanac that we created, the first almanac. I actually have that. I bought that for like $2,500. So I'm really big into books. All right. So I cross-referenced 235 books one time, looking at Tartary, and I started realizing that they were hiding the Republic of Tartary, which was here. And it took me 235 books and little parts here and there to put it together to show people that the origin of Tartary started here, what they call North America. This ain't no North America. Stop all that nonsense. The so-called North Pole is the center. It's not north direction. It's outwards. It's reverse. But I'm not here to say nothing. In my time sailing in the seas, in the great big seas, going around the Horn numerous times, taking carriers that we should have been under the gaping water and seeing the wall, like all the things I got to see, looking through a which called 400 miles and saying, how come we can see those ships 400 miles, 300 some miles away, showing me that the earth is a flat plane? Like, and people want to argue, and they haven't done nothing, been nowhere, seen nothing. So referencing, having the sources and physical and being able to, so that's how I was able to come upon this. When I said the Republic of Tartary, people about lost their minds. And there's 2 more books. Each one of them about $50, $60. I don't have to show you that. When I get them, I'll show you. Waiting on that one book that cost me like $65. That's the one I really want. And so you know I got the 5th installment to Beyond the Ice Walls with Claudio Naselli. And there's two more I got to get, or 3 more. So I got 1 more of those on the way. I think the maps, besides the map that I have. And I'm going to read this to you because it is the 5th installment. The Dome and Outer Space Projection, year 1728. The Last Reset. And I like it because I like getting the ones in Spanish as well. I think it's important to read in many different languages. But I'm going to be reading that to you guys soon, but we have to get through these other books right here. Exposing Expositions by Howard McCloskey, The Negro Project, oh my goodness, my back, 100 Years of Lynching, Behold the Pale Horse, excuse me, and Heaven Bearers. She has the next one out, I think. So, I just wanted to share that with you guys, but it's always a pleasure to be able to share this stuff and talk with you guys about certain things. And don't worry, I'm going to always be spitting fire and brimstone. Don't think that's going nowhere. That's not going nowhere. So always buckle your seatbelt, tie your shoelaces, all right? Pull your pants up, and be ready when I start spitting fire and brimstone. I see the flag, the poster, and the shema. Again, but yeah, I enjoy this. Appreciate it, Patricia. Rabble Rouser. Yes. Devin Mathis. Hey, Dev. It's good to see you, bro. You can shut yourself out. Yo, Squirrel Sniper, have a great day, beloved. You already know, bro. Skirt. No problem, bro. Daniel, appreciate you. Appreciate you guys. I appreciate all you guys. Trust me. Like I said, I'm not here to make friends. I'm not here for all that big stuff. We need some real strong brothers and sisters. And I need y'all to be as strong as you're supposed to be. You gotta have balance. What's gonna happen is gonna happen. Y'all have choices. My advice, solid advice, choose wisely. Choose wisely. And $1 won't kill you. If you watch and listen to only what they show, you will only know what they want you to know. Exactly. Stefano Gabardoni. How are you? I mean, I grew up around enough Italians. I work with them. Anyway, y'all have a grand day, okay?